test it at some point. Probably worth testing. A great start to the night. Good solid start to the night. Alright, yep, keep this. Yeah, in for another land here. 10 out of 10. We have a Terminus in the opener. We have a Brainstorm Fish as well. Okay, I'm under the gun right away here, playing against humans. Yeah, Mystic Speculation doesn't do anything. We definitely don't have room to play cards that don't draw more cards. That's definitely terrible. Winless Twin. I don't know what deck that is. You talking about like the bad blue-red moon deck? Because that deck didn't seem particularly good. We have a Champion of the Parish, followed up by a Thalia or something annoying like that. Maybe Fate Sail. Let's find out if we believe in miracles. If there's a Terminus in our top 2 to 3 cards, probably be pretty good here. If there's not, probably going to be in trouble. Play this out, pass the turn. Hopefully, our opponent only has one non-Thalia's Lieutenant, non-Phantasmal Image to put into play, and we get to Snapcaster Mage, trade with this in combat. Or it's probably just going to be too slow. Sahili combo. Sure, that deck's reasonable. Okay, well we can't get Mantis Rider, so that's nice. See how good their last 2 cards are here. If they have another human here, we're gonna need like a Terminus or a Path like on top of our deck. I guess this D-Sphere is pretty good here, assuming a Thalia doesn't come into play, right? Like D-Sphere is going to clean up these 2. Like, if they don't have a 2-drop to put into play here, we actually get to clean them up pretty well, right? We like Ambush Viper, trade here, take 4, 5, and then Detention Sphere, clean these 2 up. This is a 4-mana Brainstorm on a stick. It was fine. Only playing 2 of them tonight. Like passable, like not exciting, but just like a necessary effect in our deck that wants to like draw miracle cards. So I'm pretty sure I don't play around a 2-drop on this. I'm pretty sure I just like flash in the Snapcaster Mage and try and eat this. I just can't afford. Like I've got 2 Snapcaster Mages anyways. Oh, they're just doing this before anything happens here. Yep. Huh. So honestly, I might just want to catch the Snapcaster Mage in as a gain 5, right? Gain 6 is basically. I think it's just cash this in as a gain 6 here. Like, we're gonna die with these cards in our hand otherwise, so we might as well get them out here. And our opponent's, like, sequencing is suboptimal here, so, like, we get to gain 6 instead of gaining 4, which is nice. Like, if my opponent had played this game correctly, I would have 10 out of 10 tried to block this, and then they could have put this in to, like, blow me out. So, like, we've gained 2 extra points of health because my opponent played poorly. It's optimal for my opponent to like put this in after we've declared no blocks, just in case they get something. Like they could have gotten that free extra value here. Recycling Horizon Canopy now. This timing, just no reason to time this like that. I guess F6 value is something. Terminus, tilt. All right. Yeah, pretty obligated to just clean these 2 up and hope for the best here, I think. We get 1 look at a Terminus. Iron Guthix, $12 donation. Blue Steel 4-0. Oh, this is that Elsic deck, right? Yeah, this is fine. Put that in the donation queue. I don't know when we're gonna get through it, but the donation queue is long and deep. Yeah, we get 3 looks at a Terminus with Opt, which is nice. That makes this draw reasonable. Depending on like how good our opponent's hand is too, like if we hit an untapped land next turn, we could go like Riverwise Augur to chump block something, and then put this Terminus back on top of our deck for the following turn. But we are taking a minimum of 5 here, and like if they have like a Mantis Rider, we're taking 10 down to 5, which means we're just gonna need to hit the Terminus. Yeah, probably a Mantis Rider. Yep. All right. A second Mantis Rider is actually lethal here. Thalia means we probably can't. Oh, is that lethal? This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that's exactly lethal too, right? Used every bit of the buffalo there. Yep, that's 11, 15. All right, good stuff. Turn 4 kill on the play. We would not have found Terminus anyways. This was our draw step. We'd scry this to the bottom with Opt, and then we draw this Opt. So we get to bring in Engineered Explosives. We get to bring in Blessed Alliance. I think I probably just want Clique 2 to like trade with their stuff early. Definitely want these Negates out. Definitely want the Spell Snare out. Maybe I don't want these Cliques. Search for Azcanta. Probably not good. Okay, I think I like this. I like this. Cryptic Command seems fine. Snapcaster's fine. I don't think Disenchant's good enough. Thanks, Iron. I don't think Spell Snare is very good against the deck that has Aether Vial, and they have Aether Vial, and they have Cavern of Souls. So I think that's just like setting yourself up for a trap. It's fine. Not exciting, but fine. Like, if I had to leave counter spells in my deck, I think Spell Snare would be the one I'd leave in, but like, our deck's constructed well, so we don't have to leave counter spells in this matchup, which is nice. Yep. Okay, need another blue source here at some point. That's good. Decent draw. It's another blue source. Okay. I think I'm gonna go bottom here. Although I guess I can Telling Time into Serum Visions the following turn. Nah, I'm just gonna ship bottom here. I think I'm just looking for some interaction. I just want some interaction. Worth noting that Field of Ruin is like pseudo fixing, right? We can use this to find some blue mana if we needed to. We found the fetch land here. I mean, we definitely don't have exciting draws. Like, that's not how control decks work. I would love to reveal this Terminus and 2-for-1 my opponent. That sounds great. I do, in fact, believe in miracles. Rewarded for pushing both of those cards to the bottom. Rewarded for going bottom there. Feels good. Play this out past the turn. It's gonna fetch a Hallowed Fountain tapped with this, I think. It's good clean 2-for-1 there. Feels good when our opponent down a card from Vial. Mantis Rider's a little annoying here. Mainly because, like, we only have Path to Exile to enter it. Yep, Exile resolves. Even taking any of these cards, depending on, like, what the context of their hand is. Engineered Explosives is probably the most likely. Their deck's full of 2-drops, so... Cryptic Command, interesting. You have a Meddling Mage or something here? They want me to just, like, make me trade this Engineered Explosives for their Kite Sail? Could see that being a thing, too. I mean, Miracles is still one of the best decks in Legacy, even after that ban. So, like, a fine deck. And just like if they banned Deathrite Shaman, Delver would still be one of the best decks in Legacy. So now the question is, do I want to put this out here on 2? I think I do. That's probably not unreasonable. We go boop, boop, and Weird Explosives out for 2 preemptively. They can't Meddling Mage or something like that. Yeah, if your opponent makes an illegal game action, announces an illegal game action, the game state rewinds to a point where just before their illegal game action was announced. Yeah, top was a good ban in Legacy. Just like Deathrite Shaman would be a good ban in Legacy. I think I'm gonna go ahead and just crack this here. Like, get my Cryptic Command back here at end step. Sure. No card. The Champion of the Parish. Yep. I'm gonna crack this now to use my resources efficiently. I guess there could be merit to, like, casting Telling Time to, like, potentially set up a Terminus for next turn. You feel a little bit bad if we draw Terminus here? Yep. Yeah, I think I'm willing to just 1-for-1 this. I think this is fine. I get a little bit punished for being aggressive with my Engineered Explosives. But, like, there's only 3 Terminuses in my deck, so this works out fine for us. We got 2 1-for-1s there instead of a 2-for-1. I think Noxious Survival is way too cute. Again, just like, when you're looking to add cards to your decks, don't add shitty cute cards. Ask yourself, like, what problem am I solving by adding Noxious Survival to my deck? And, like, usually I don't need another Terminus after we've Terminused, right? That's what Noxious Survival would do for our deck. It would be like, okay, we can like put another thing after we've Terminused. And it's like, well, that doesn't really help us, right? Okay, so I care about this? Probably not. Probably not. Okay, I'm just gonna go ahead and return that to their hand and then draw a card here. Next turn we'll have Celestial Colonnade up to block. Feels good. Blessed Alliance, also decent. Well, now we just do that, right? Okay. Let's clean it all up. Alright, pretty firmly ahead this game. Weird. Miracle Determinus on 2, firmly ahead. Oh, we miracled it on 3, technically, right? They play 1 basic planes, generally. I want to save my Field of Runes in case they draw Cavern of Souls. That way my Cryptic Commands can be live to counter their things. No, most of them we wouldn't be able to Field of Rune off of that. So I think I want to just... Alright, well now I definitely want to cast Serum Visions. I think I want to hold up Telling Time, but Visions will just cast this for sure. Riverwise Augur, opt. I'm going to bottom this land. I'm gonna top this Augur and then cast the Augur. No, I don't think so. The only time I really want to EE for 3 is against Blood Moon decks anyways, so it's like... I didn't play a land yet this turn, right? I get to go put this back, play this Glacial Fortress pass. Need to set that up for next turn. That should be a concession entreat. Make what, 5 angels? I don't know, I don't think so. I think your land's coming into play tapped of a pretty high cost in Modern. I think like we're already pushing it with 4. I don't think I want a 5th come into play tapped land in my deck. And like decks like this, we want to hit all of our land drops most games, right? Like I've got what, 7 lands in play. This isn't like Legacy where you want to hit 4 to 5 lands and like start shuffling lands away. That being said, if they're not conceding here, I was gonna Field of Ruin during my upkeep to shuffle that 1 land away that was on top of my deck. I don't think I want to change anything else. The Clique might be good here. Clique is like a pseudo removal spell for what's it called? For their stupid Mantis Rider, which is kind of nice. Is this Clique better than something else that I have in my deck right now? I feel like it might be. I'm gonna slide this in. I think telling time's too slow, especially on the draw. That's probably true. This is the first match of the day. We're gonna play a league with this, and then we'll see what time it is. I think this hand's a keeper. Thanks for the bits, Iron. Appreciate that. This hand's a keeper. Got a path that's got a Serum Visions. Entreat in the opener is like a touch awkward, but like not having Terminus in our opener is meaningful in this matchup. I don't think that's true. And like, Clique can cycle bad cards out of our own hand too. We can click in response to Vial activation, so like, it has utility overall, I think. Another Riverwise Augur kind of sucks. Play this and pass. We'll hold a path to Exile just in case they Mantis Rider us this turn. This path artwork is great. If they don't Mantis Rider us this turn, we'll just get Hallowed Fountain tapped. Looks like we're not getting Mantis Ridered. Maybe I want to just path this Champion of the Parish. I don't have anything else going on. Pathing the Champion's probably fine. Plans attending events. Yeah, I'm planning to hit some of the Midwest Opens this season, weather permitting. I'm gonna be in what's it called? Be in Indianapolis next month. Yeah, I think I'm gonna fetch Shock here so that way I can play the Colonnade tapped and play Serum Visions. Iron with the bits. Thanks, bud. Let's put us to 16, which kind of sucks, but like, it feels like they would have ridered us last turn if they had it, so it feels like they're probably setting up for like Value's Lieutenant potentially. By going a little bit wide. Although I guess if they had Lieutenant, they would have been able to play it, so I'm not quite sure what's in their hand. Maybe they have the Rider and they just wanted to play around. They wanted to play around a path since I passed with the fetch lined up. Cryptic Command, Serum Visions, X. I think I'm just going bottom here. Again, just looking for a mass of cards that can allow me to impact the board. Like a Terminus next turn would be okay. The good news is this Field of Ruin, some more democracy for Spanish Inquisition. Thanks, Team Flogger, for the bits. Get my donation for I did, Nikki. It should be on the list. Because they have their planes out here now, this should just be a wasteland for us, which is nice. Getting Anaphenzid. Okay. Like that's just a Sin Collector. Really like to draw a card we can cast next turn. We have so many 4s in our hand right now. Terminus. I believe in miracles. Beep doo. Beep beep doo. Beep doo. I believe in miracles. Just rewarded every time we double bottom with the Serum Visions. What's going on, Bobby? 1 mana, clear your board. Go. Your move, Yugi boy. Your move, Yugi boy. We need Sensei's Defining Top. We got fucking Serum Visions, people. Ooh, Meddling Mage is awkward here because they know we have 2 Riverwise Augur in my hand. They know all of my spells, right? So I hear 1 mana Wraths are good. Dees plus. Can't Terminus. Deal. We're gonna fetch and get our other Hallowed Fountain out of our deck. That's pretty good. I think I'm just on the fog with Cryptic Command plan here. Although I guess I could hit a land. Then the Riverwise Augur keeps their Meddling Mage at home. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. We can set up Entreat 2 cards down. Hopefully hit a land on this draw 3. Wow, that's really unfortunate. Huh. The extra explosives is good here. So we got that going for us at least. Do I want to make 2 angels next turn? I feel like I probably want to explosives next turn, right? I feel like I want to explosives next turn. Yeah, so I'm going to stack Entreat 2 down. And we'll explosives next turn into Entreat the following turn. Yeah, we could shuffle with the field, but I think we're actually okay here, right? Like they're flooding a little bit. Yeah, we might even get, that's true, we might even get more than 1 card with the explosives. The only way we really get punished for this line is they play a really powerful 3-drop. That's pretty annoying. Cryptic Command. Sweet. They didn't know about the engineer explosives. That's good for us. So gonna take 3 here. Get 2 cards out of this now. Next turn we get to make 2 angels. This is Sin Collector. I have no idea what's happening right now. They like tapped 3 mana and then didn't cast a spell. This is fine. Take 3. Alright, let's just floop. Floop 8 power into play here. Magic Online font is different because I am playing Magic Online on a Linux computer using Wine. So it's different than the standard Magic Online font. I want to attack with Riverwise Augur? No, I don't think so. I think I want to keep him back in case we get like Reflector Mage plus some other nonsense this turn. Really worthwhile to just hang tight. There's a hotkey on Magic Online that lets you auto tap a dual land for the first color on it. Mine's hotkeyed to C. It's a different hotkey by default. You can look in your settings. It's currently 8:40 p.m. where I live. You have a Sin Collector that they meant to play last turn? Sure. So I get to trade an Angel for this champion if they attack. They can't take my Engineered Explosives, but they also really don't need to, right? Like, they have 3 different converted mana costs. Okay, taking Cryptic Command makes sense. Yeah, maybe Leclerc. I think that trade is good for me. This land's decent. I think we're just gonna play Brainstorm Fish, right? Start here, see where we go. Pretty good. Throw these back on top for now so they don't know about them. The first match of this league, Bob. I mean, this isn't strictly Brainstorm, right? Like, it shuffles. I have a Mantis Rider, but I have a 4/4 flyer. I have a 4/4 flyer. I'm probably gonna click myself and throw this Engineered Explosives away. Unless they play another 2-drop here. Oh, is this a second? They copied my Angel, sure. I don't get why people care if it's competitive. It's a competitive league, but like the ultimate answer is that it really doesn't matter. They're mostly the same. Mostly the same. Just gonna pass here. Look, Clique's looking pretty good right now. Clique is looking pretty good. I don't. Yeah, good. I'm glad you realized you're dumb. But it's like that's you are correct. I can cast Engineered Explosives for 3. That's not how. It's not going to give you the result that you're thinking it'll give you. No, three CMC Brainstorm's way too slow. Modern's a really fast, brutal format. Modern is a really fast and brutal format. Yeah, that's fine. Hopefully they attack with everything here. Derail them. Yeah, it's probably going to prompt a concession with what we do to them inside of this combat step. I'm going to click myself. I'm going to bottom this Engineered Explosives for now. Going on Immortal. And on the bottom of my deck, we pick up this other path. We can't cast both of these because of what's it called? Because of Thalia. I guess actually I can just double here, right? This seems fine. And then I get to path this angel, and they won't get a token because of the whatever trigger. So they're going to lose their whole board except for the Sin Collector. We're going to lose Clique plus Reaver Augur, and we'll be left with Angel Augur to their Sin Collector. Cryptic's a good draw. I guess it's like medium because I have this Cavern of Souls. Sphere. Go top here, but I think there's probably a pretty good chance that we just use this Field of Ruin on their turn, depending on what they draw. I mean, even eating Cavern now doesn't do anything. That doesn't leave me mana to... If I activate, it only leaves me 3 mana, so like I can't eat Cavern and have Cryptic Command up. There's no reason to Field of Ruin aggressively. It like takes them off of a land because they only have 1 basic in their deck, but like putting them down to 4 lands really doesn't accomplish anything. Yes, at some point we're going to kill this Cavern of Souls with Field of Ruin, but that, like, we're in no rush to do that. Sure, leave it to Thalia's Lieutenant. Look, speaking as someone who plays buck tons of Magic Online, there are plenty of people who play garbage decks and do, like, make lots of bad plays in both competitive and friendly leagues. The difference is, if you care about QPs, or if you like to gamble more, you play competitive leagues. That's the difference. If you're a degenerate gambler, which many of us Magic players are, like, join the competitive league because you're a degenerate gambler. You get to gamble for higher stakes in the competitive league. But, like, the actual reality of it is just, like, it's really about the same. Deal. Hey, Leclerc Randy with the $12 donation. Another 2 years subbed. Please play this Sweet Popper deck. Deal. The Tron? Oh no, it's something else. Oh, this is gonna be... I'm gonna have to think for this one. Oh, it's a combo deck. Okay, sure. Thanks for the 2 years, Leclerc, and the donation. Let's add Pauper in here. Maybe Pauper leagues people won't ghost us as much as Legacy. That'd be nice. Gambling is a Watsy Dodo word. It's not really gambling. Magic's a game of skill. Survey says. Spell and draw a card. This is actually just Wasteland at this point, which is great. No real desire to Terminus here. No real desire to Terminus. Let's just start killing them. I mean, like, anyone who tells you there's no elements of skill in Magic is like, they're like either a liar or an idiot, right? Like, Magic obviously has elements of skill. We use skill to mitigate variance. Players that are good at Magic win more often than players who are bad at Magic. That's just a fact. But, like, to say that there's no variance elements in Magic is also disingenuous, right? Our opponent does not appear to be terribly bright. This is a competitive league, ladies and gentlemen. This is a competitive modern league. As you will. This is a concession attack. Feels like a concession attack. Is this deck great? I think, Jarvis, that there's a non-zero chance that this deck is better than regular the traditional blue-white control deck that people have been playing in Modern, but I don't know if that means it's actually good. I think it might be better than the deck people have been playing, but I'm also not sure that that deck is great, but like it has a lot of results. I think this deck's doing powerful things, but it also doesn't get any of the free wins that you're often looking to get out of Modern decks. So I'm interested in spending some more time testing this deck because it feels like something I could reasonably play. Because it feels powerful. Terminus is a messed up Magic the Gathering card. Tell you about my friend, Cryptic Command. Tell you about my friend, Cryptic Command. Alright, gotta tap one more, right? Thalia, rude. Is it better than the Jeskai deck? I don't know. Probably not. I'm not a huge fan of Jeskai in general. Have you played against Dredge with it? If so, I think that might actually be one of the big things. I think this is a control deck that probably doesn't have a shit Dredge matchup, which take that to be what you will, right? Like, do we care about the Dredge matchup at this point in the Modern format? Like, if we don't, then like it's not really relevant, right? But like, I think this is a control deck that between Terminus being our sweeper and like packing some rips in the board to beat Storm anyways, like we could probably have a reasonable Dredge matchup with the deck, which is like one of the matches that's traditionally very hard for these blue-white X control decks, right? And I actually haven't played against Dredge yet, but on paper, it feels like that's the type of matchup that like we really stand to gain some points with a deck like this, right? You probably give up some of those points going in the other direction of... Why are we still playing Magic? Just jamming Terminus and Entreat in the normal blue-white shell. Yeah, maybe. I mean, like, this deck isn't that different from the normal blue-white shell, right? We're basically just, like, playing Ops over Spreading Seas. And I don't know that Spreading Seas is particularly good in that other blue-white deck anyways. Like, the cards we're playing here, we basically just have Entreat over, like, the anemic Planeswalkers that they play. I mean, Dredge is still in the top 12 decks on MTG Goldfish. Right. I would like first. I mean, MTG Goldfish just uses the data that they're given, right? They don't really get to have all the data. God, this hand's really bad, huh? I haven't actually played games with Censor. I probably should at some point. I just wanted to try a higher density of cards. I think this hand's a keep. I think this is like, I'm probably actually in the market for that, honestly. Oh, I'm cracking my fetch anyways. I didn't realize I was on the play. Better. All the same. Azcanta into... Okay, so I'm gonna bottom this opt top. Okay, like, get to play a real game of Magic now. Get to go like basic plane search for Azcanta. Brainstorm Fish at some point. If they're playing Storm or a Blue Moon variant. Looks like Storm. Survey says, do I want to take this Riverwise Augur? I kind of do, right? But like, I also need a land. I think I'm obligated to bin that. Maybe I'm supposed to take that. We would have gotten there off the Serum Visions. Negate into Spell Snare. Those are both fantastic. Huh. I think I'm gonna go top here with the intention of binning the field to this. And then draw the Spell Snare for the turn. There is a chance that we have to like... Oh, you know what? I should have fetched a basic island before I cast the Serum Visions. That was a missequence on my part. I didn't assess after I drew the Misty. Yeah, I shouldn't be in the position I'm in right now, which is a non-stellar position. So I'm gonna negate their... Real magic is wasteland locking your opponent. Alright, so we're gonna bin this. I'd like to discard that. I'd like to draw the Spell Snare. I think I need to hold up 2 counter spells here. We beat the humans deck in 3. I think I just let this happen. I think I just like bin their Past in Flames, then negate that with Spell Snare up for a potential remand. I think that's just like the max blowouts. Hopefully they have to gifts for the Past in Flames. They have the Past in Flames naturally in their hand. This plan goes really poorly, but like if they had the Past in Flames naturally in their hand, we're probably losing regardless. So the hope here is they go off with Gifts Ungiven, and then we bin the Past in Flames, and then when they flash back the Past in Flames, we'll negate that with Spell Snare up for a potential remand. This matchup is certainly not good game 1 for us. We get to bring in Rest in Pieces and a whole bunch of counter spells out of the sideboard, though. So I want to put cards to put in their bin. So I'm going to put these cards in their bin. Yep. I have another Gifts Ungiven. That's kind of scary. I think I just bin the Grape Shot and the Manamorphose here. So like let them get all the extra mana they want. Man, watch them just have like double Grape Shot naturally. I guess we put one in their bin. So they have remand for this one. Okay, so I'm gonna Spell Snare crap out of this remand. So 2 cards left. We need them to not have another Grape Shot, not have another Past in Flames, not have another remand. No, stop trying to build like a bad legacy deck in Modern. Disrupting Shoal's pretty terrible. Things like Negate and Dispel and stuff like that are more than enough to fight matches like this post-board. We're just set up. Oh, yeah, that's better. I just saved a point of health. Yeah, I should have snared the Grape Shot. That is correct. That is correct. The remand, it should be +1 health here. We'll see if that matters. Probably just get remanded here and die. Alright, 2 shots of the Terminus. You have 1 card left. That point of health probably won't matter, because we'd be going to 6, and then they'd have a 2-turn. It actually didn't change the clock. So the extra point of damage didn't change the clock. It was still an incorrect play, but the clock is still the same here. Would you like to put Opt into your graveyard? I would. Would you like to transform? I would. Or search for Azcanta. I want to just Serum Visions here, right? Cryptic Command, Detention Sphere, Snapcaster Mage. Huh. I'm gonna go top here. Set this optimally. We might bin that Detention Sphere depending on what they do this turn. Why does hitting a land kill us? I want to just bin this Detention Sphere. I don't want to transform it because I already have one. So we'll draw the Snapcaster. We'll pass the turn here. So I'm going to go ahead and play Snapcaster Mage. Target an Opt here. Move to blocks. Before damage happens, I'm going to go ahead and Opt just in case we hit a Terminus. Huh. Heal. In Celestial Colonnade. Yeah, I think I'm out for that one. I don't want to transform. Another island, sure. I think I'm on the Unsummon Morale plan this turn. Unsummon, draw a card. Maybe I should just activate Azcanta instead. What a tilt. Yeah, I'm gonna bin Colonnade. Oh, don't transform. Alright, I mean, sure. I think I'm actually supposed to tap this draw card because they can recast it anyways, and this way if I draw a Terminus, it gets Terminus. Alright, dead. So pretty sure I want to board these Path to Exiles out. Some of these Snapcaster Mages are probably bad if I'm boarding in 3 copies of Rest in Peace. Probably most of them. Probably don't want all of these copies of Terminus. If EE, D-Sphere, so maybe I just don't want any of them, honestly. Well, they're pretty likely to go off with Goblins, so maybe I just want to leave 4 answers to Goblins in post-board. Cryptic might be a touch clunky. Feel about this. Probably from Riverwise Augur. Like, plan to kill them with Vendilion Cliques. I think Azcanta is definitely a card I want. Or do you think I'm supposed to trim Azcanta because of Rip? No, I think Azcanta's fine. Like, still just, like, getting the think tank effect, I think is fine. I mean, Lands and Legacy isn't a prison deck, it's a combo deck. It used to be a prison deck, like, a decade ago, but Lantern Control is the deck you're looking for. Lantern Control is the deck you're looking for. It's great. Left one Terminus in the deck, right where we want to draw it. Good guy, Terminus. Damn it, Bobby. At least I've got this Vendilion Clique to click one of these out of my hand, right? I mean, to be fair, like, your opponent being mouth-breathing like not decent humans isn't the reason to not play a deck. You're not wrong, Sage Phoenix. It's definitely a better line. Ding, fries are done. Yeah, technically, Nick, I could set a stop on my draw step, and I probably should for posterity's sake. Should probably be a stop on my draw step. I don't think I want to trade my click for this Boreal. I think I'd rather just start attacking them for 3. I want to push this Entreat. The Terminus we can hardcast later. Sure, leave a remand. Would you play Taking Turns? Yeah, probably. They've been passed in Flames, but that card's so good, opponent. So by putting a stop on my draw step, I lose a little bit of clock equity, but... Actually, do I want to just hardcast Entreat as a 4/4 next turn? Part of me just wants to play Entreat as a 4/4 next turn. Is that unreasonable? Maybe I'm just gonna click them. Sure. In response to their next ritual, I'm gonna click. Alright, so I'm gonna click them in response to this. So that way if they have an empty the Warrens, I can take it out of their hand, because it feels like an empty turn, right? Feels like an empty turn. And I have this Terminus, but like, really don't want to deal with that. Let's spell snare that one. Snare is so good in this matchup. Got over there, friend. Double grape shot. Glad we clicked you. There's just a real cost on the number of 2-mana do-nothings you can play in Modern. Modern's a really fast and brutal format. Sure, what does that do? It just puts a stop on my draw step whenever you draw a card? No banless Modern sounds fucking terrible. Like, I think current Modern's a little bit too degenerate for my taste. Playing a format that's just, like, completely degenerate sounds awful. In fact, the fact that there's no regular open at the Invitational makes me want to go to the Invitational less. Alright, so I get to go ahead and do... have to bin your empty, probably have to bin your pieces, and then you get Remand Desperate Ritual. So they have Remand Desperate Ritual. And they have a Grape Shot and something else. Yeah, just putting a stop in my draw step basically accomplishes the same thing without being really annoying. Oh, they drew Metamorphose. That's pretty good. No banless Modern sounds amusing to play, like, at my local game store. It doesn't sound like it's amusing to play for high stakes. Oh, the remand means we're dead. I can't give them the remand because then we're dead to the remand Grape Shot shoe. Okay, that makes sense. I was reading chat and talking about it, didn't think through, like, what the remand meant. It was like, I don't really care if they have interaction, but they get to do the Grape Shot, remand me Grape Shot thing. So, should have given them the pieces and then hoped that they bricked. Seems fine. Yeah, that's a great way to put it. I get to play Mental Misstep, yeah. I'm really surprised. Honestly, I'd be more excited if they would have done a Pauper Open. That's a format that, like, I'm pseudo interested in playing. Like, you can't even really test no banless Modern, right? You have to, like, test it with other people. You can't play it on Magic Online. It's to be difficult. But with less interaction. Yeah, but, like, a Classic's very different than a $20,000 2-day tournament. Like, a $20,000 2-day tournament's like an okay backup after the main tournament goes poorly. I'd love a basic planes, thank you. I am ready to concede to a turn 3 Karn. Body's prepped and ready for that one. What I play, I have no idea. I practice when I plan to go to a big tournament, so, like, the amount of prep it would take me to feel comfortable going to a no banless Modern tournament would be, like, days and hours worth of prep and just, like, not worthwhile. Alright, this is good. I shouldn't have spent my own money to play this deck. That's just control decks in Modern, man. Hey, man. Opponent said sorry. I was like, hey, buddy, it's not your fault. This format's terrible for fair decks like this. It's not their fault. I don't get upset with the people that are playing the decks. It's Wizards of the Coast's fault for letting these decks exist. Maybe Terminus is okay. Nah, I'm probably supposed to not. Riverwise Augur, what are we doing with our lives here? I don't actually know the answer to that question. What am I doing with my life? This Detention Sphere is probably rancid. Yeah, you don't get mad at other people. Like the people talking about like getting bitched out for playing Lantern Control, like it's not the Lantern Control's player fault that like Wizards of the Coast lets Lantern be legal. That's Wizards of the Coast fault that they want that prison deck to exist in the format. You don't like it, take it up with Wizards, don't take it up with the person playing the deck. No joke, I would have more interest in playing Frontier than I would in playing No Ban List Modern. No Ban List Modern sounds really terrible. Here's a fun question. Can I beat a Resolved Planeswalker anyway? No, almost certainly not. So like, why have this one-of contingency plan for a Resolved Planeswalker? Let's just not let them resolve, or let's concede the game instead of giving ourselves the illusion that we're going to continue playing a game. We're very realistic here. Does this hand good? It's got like a bunch of counterspells and a Field of Runes. Probably like as good as it gets, right? The Entreat in the opener sucks, but the rest is fine. You're not wrong. Yeah, my body is ready to never hit my third land drop. Maybe I'm supposed to keep the telling time because it lets me dig a little bit. Lets me see 2 extra cards, kinda. Well, I mean, that's just your fault for putting Cavern of Souls in your deck. Just gonna negate this. Use my mana while using it is good. Got a bunch of counter spells. Might as well snap that off. The card's basically Demonic Shooter. Land, please. Well, you know, we tried. Give it the old college best here. Yep. All right, good chat. All right, 1 and 2. I'm happy to have gotten this out of my system so I can, like, after we played that first league with this deck, I was kind of excited, and like whenever I get excited about a fair deck, I just like, you just have to play one more league, Jeff. It's fine. You'll play one more league and you'll remember why you started playing Jeskai Ascendancy. I'm excited to go back to trying to kill people with Jeskai Ascendancy combo. That deck is great. That deck kills people on turn 2 and turn 3. Just everything you want to be doing in Modern. I have a donation. So people are asking what we're doing after this league. Once we lose this next match in my $12, we're going to play some black-green mid-range, some more Fair Magic. I had a donation deck come in for that. So another deck I kind of wanted to try. So if someone else is paying for it, might as well do it. Hey, Lapis. Brand new Twitch Prime subscription. Thank you very much and welcome. Subscriptions are the best way you can support my content here. I really appreciate that. Excellent. Storm. The Jeskai Ascendancy deck's probably not a bad choice in the No Ban List Modern tournament, honestly. Like, Misstep protects your dorks from a lot of removal. Tron and Blood Moon are my two least favorite things about Modern. And easily my two least favorite things. I wasn't even where I had Amazon Prime. I should figure that out. Well, I'm glad you figured it out for the sub. Maybe I'm supposed to hold this up to snare their Dark Huron too. Opt in my graveyard. Yeah, probably. Telling time. Okay. Yeah, this is okay for us, right? I get to take this path to my hand, throw this Negate on top of my deck. Not that many, actually. Their game must be pretty bad, huh? They don't even know what gifts I'm given here. Sure thought on Blood Sun. Seems fine. Like a reasonably powerful magic card. I just have to draw this Negate. That's the turn here. We have Negate plus Snare up this turn. We can snap Opt if we need to. If they don't give us anything else to do with our mana. Gives us a reasonable chance of hitting more land drops. See if they have a remand here or not. Even getting a remand burnt on this isn't a big deal for us since we have 2 counter spells that they would like to remand at some point, so that's good. This does get us a little bit further away from flipping our Azcanta since we exile the card from our discard pile, but I think that's fine. Would you like to put Detention Sphere in your bin? Yeah, I think I would. Wanna do that. I wonder if I'm supposed to... Yeah, I think I just made a mistake here. So I think there's a pretty good chance that my opponent's going to do nothing again next turn. So I should have played this Field of Ruin not only to get another island out of my deck so I have more blue mana, but also so I would have been able to flip my search for Azcanta next turn. So I should have done that. Snare this since I don't have any more removal in my hand. There's a good one. I'm just my new policy is that just like, yeah, the people that tell you that Blood Moon punishes greedy mana bases instead of just like as someone who plays Blood Moon decks in Modern with some frequency and like boards it in against blue-white control. If Blood Moon is good against blue-white control, the deck that probably has more basic lands than any other deck in the format, it's probably not about hosing greedy mana bases and just about getting free wins, because it's a game that creates non-games of Magic. That's just cut the bullshit. That's what the card actually does. Baral. Okay, yep, can't really do anything about that. I guess I could Azcanta here. I don't have another Spell Snare in my deck, though, so never mind. Blood Moon punishes people that play more than just red mana, is what it comes down to. I just have no desire to, like, bicker with people that, like, feel otherwise. I get it, you have this visceral emotional attachment to it, but the way the games actually play out, that's what happens. Yeah, cards like Back to Base. I actually think I think this card is actually a card that's great at, like, this card is good. This is like the type of card that actually punishes greedy mana bases. When you don't put a bunch of basics in your deck, like 4 or 5, like a reasonable number of basics, Field of Ruin becomes Wasteland, and that's really good. It becomes a Wasteland that doesn't put the player activating it behind a mana. This is a card that actually punishes a greedy mana base. What Blood Moon does is it just locks the player out of playing the game. I actually think Back to Basics would be a sweet card for Modern, because it gives there's a chance. It gives you a chance for counterplay still. It actually punishes people that aren't playing Basics, but it gives a chance for counterplay to exist. What are they doing? I mean, it kind of is good against Tron. It's not really good against Tron. It's really slow against Tron. I don't think either of those cards should be in Modern. Like, just because one's less obnoxious than the other doesn't mean they're not both obnoxious. Eat you. Please brick. God, I don't know why they tried to combo there. It felt like really premature. I guess they figured out, like, I'm gonna start activating Azcanta, so like they need to go sooner rather than later. Maybe that was it. Yeah, I mean, like, Field of Ruin is really bad against your bad draws, but against your good draws, it doesn't do a whole lot. There are definitely a non-zero number of Tron draws that Field of Ruin is reasonable against, but a lot of them it's not. Attack me. Rats. Alright, so do I want to... I think I just want to activate this Azcanta. Path their dork here. I need like Ghost Quarter in the designs, but I think Ghost Quarter's fine. I think it serves a similar role to like actually serving to like punish greedy mana bases. It's fine. Cast this now. We're kind of just looking for land drops, right? Feel bad if we had our second Entreat, but yeah, Serum Visions is probably fine. No, I think Wasteland's a miserable card as well. Wasteland creates a lot of non-games in Legacy, and no desire to play against Wasteland in Modern. One of those cards that's just like, no, thank you. Anything else? I would love a Cryptic Command. Like, Wasteland also punishes people that just kind of got unlucky, right? Like, if you've played enough Legacy, you've kept like a reasonable 2-land hand that just happened to be non-basic lands. Like, you could have plenty of basics in your deck, and you just got wastelanded once or twice and just didn't get to play a game of Magic because you just happened to not draw enough basic lands that game. Like, that adds a really big element of variance to the game that creates non-games. My ideal Modern pushes the format more and more towards things that encourage interactive and long games of Magic. Gifts at end of turn. Hey, Urwat, $20 donation. Bud, this is for taking turns. Yep. Pop that one in the queue. Blue-black turns. I just wouldn't. I'm just going to tell you the same thing I've been telling people. I wouldn't play no ban list Modern. No ban list Modern does not sound fun. I play Magic to have fun. As someone who's looking to play long, interactive, intricate games of Magic. No Bandless Modern does not sound like it generates that. I'd be happy to be proven wrong. Like, maybe the results are like all Stoneforge and Twin decks, but I'd be pretty surprised if that's the case. Have a bunch of cantrips, friend, huh? So we're gonna bury this Remand. We're gonna bury this Opt, leave him the sorcery speed cantrips. Cast Gifts would give her to draw 2 cantrips. No Bandless Modern equal more. Their streams have been so many commercials lately. Yeah, Taking Turns is a sweet deck. No, it's okay to like doing things like wastelanding. Like I've wastelanded more than my fair share of people out of games of Magic, right? I just, you know, I'm realistic that like it also creates non-games of Magic. Played a land for the turns from the past. I'm an old man and I've been sitting for an hour and a half, so I'm gonna stand up, enjoy the ride, Twitch chat. I think I'm at a point in my life here where we're going to counter spell. We're gonna like Cryptic Command one of these cantrips that we gave them. Hey, Bardic with the bits. 200 bits towards taking turns. Thanks, bud. I'll bump that up. They have 4 cards in their hand, 2 of which are cantrip. So yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and Cryptic Command this. I still have another Cryptic Command up here, right? I can go blue, blue, blue. So I'm just gonna counter this and draw a card. Stop calling yourself old. There's an article on gatheringmagic.com, which is the website I write for every single week, where you can read about things I would change in the modern ban list if I had my way. You have a Past in Flames here. Don't have Remand, I have Negate. I guess I just Cryptic Command this, right? The last card. I call some 4 to flashback. I get to snap Path to Exile on this. Stealing game 1 here feels pretty good. This matchup's probably hard for us, so I need to take game 1 probably puts us pretty firmly ahead. I mean, most no ban list modern. That's like saying like my modern F&M for standard was really diverse while Teamer, and then they banned Teamer Energy. I don't understand why they banned Teamer Energy because my F&M was really diverse. Like a lot of no ban list modern tournaments, like people aren't playing for high stakes, right? They're just like, these are the sweet Magic cards that I like to play, so I'm going to cast them. Like that's what a lot of no ban list modern tournaments are effectively. Gotta be realistic with them, right? These are my Cryptic Commands. My Cryptic Commands are amazing. I want to give it the college best there. We won the long game, unsurprisingly. The last time we boarded these out. Boarded these paths out. Maybe this is a matchup where I keep path in. I don't know, their dorks seem like they just probably don't matter. What else did we cut? We cut some Snapcaster Mages because we boarded in Rest in Peace and Cryptic Command come out as well for boarding in cheaper counter spells. Everyone's having a good Saturday night. Thanks for hanging out. We play some Modern. We're 1 and 2 with this Miracles deck. Died to Storm, died to Tron. Beat Humans. Currently up a game against Storm in this 4th match. I don't think I want all the Terminuses. I think just leaving 1 in is fine. Leaves me 4 ways to clear Goblins. 1 Terminus, 2 E's, and a Detention Sphere. Someone sent it in as a donation deck list, and we did kind of well with it. So, bunch of Hallowed Fountain here. Well, we're just gonna jam this Rust in Peace on 2. Hopefully they don't go remand, untap, kill us. That would be sad. I'll fetch a basic island here, just in case they have Blood Moons. They're having a 2-day vintage tournament. Pieces of the puzzle? Okay, well, I'm glad we fetched a basic island there. Almost made a dork of myself. Wait, they don't have blue mana, do they? Here's my basic Plains opponent. Go. Not gonna Detention Sphere this Blood Moon because they don't have blue mana. I should have fetched an island with this, I guess. We're digging for islands at this point, so we can cast a Vendilion Clique at some time. Bottom that. Ooh, search for Azcanta. So, search for Azcanta is just getting played here as Think Tank, right? Like, we can't flip it because of Rest in Peace. We don't want to flip it because of Blood Moon, so we just get to scry every turn. The old Manamorphose into a guy. Okay, sure. What do we got? They got another Pieces and another Manamorphose. Sure, they've been to Basic Island. God bless. They're playing Jeskai Control. Would you like to put Colonnade in your bin? Yes, I would. Your move, Yugi boy. When they cast this Manamorphose next turn, I'm gonna negate it. Maybe they have a Gift Sun given here. I'm telling time at end step. We're just looking for like island into click at this point. Alright. Well, and top, bottom. I'm gonna bin that Mystic, whatever. Yes. Riverwise Augur. Yeah, it's a clock. Let's do it, chat. Put my 2/2 into play. Cast my Brainstorm Fish. Looking for an island, an island, an island. Do 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 do. So I'm gonna like go like this back, and like next turn. Nah, I should have probably kept that. Do I want to kill this Blood Moon? I don't actually know if I want to kill this Blood Moon or not. I don't actually know if I want to kill this Blood Moon or not. We can like go like island, plains, and then red off of one of the mountains that they've gifted us. They could also like potentially bounce their own Blood Moon here. So I probably should have left up a land that could fetch a blue source to cast Dispel. Small thing. Well, that just happened, sure. Yeah, I agree with that assessment. I think the moon is currently on our team. I'm gonna bin this land that's on top of our deck. Oh, did I stack those wrong? Fuck, I stacked them wrong. I want the telling time. Whoops. The top card of our deck currently is a Flooded Strand. That's unfortunate. Should pay more attention when we're resolving our brainstorms. Okay, I want to just cast this. This is gonna go hand, top, and then bottom on that because I want that Entreat in my deck for later once I have 2 planes. Now we're gonna bin this Flooded Strand with this. Yes. Should be a card deeper right now if I wasn't dumb. Cryptic Command. Yeah, I'm gonna go top here. Bin the land, play another Serum Visions next turn. I have 14 turns to find some stuff to do here. Look at that. Look at that, chat. Top. That's what we're talking about. What I'm talking about. So we get Serum Visions into the planes. We're not banning anything here, obviously. Don't need another rip. I want this extra E. Extra E is probably fine, right? Gives me a way to kill this at some point if we need to. The longer we wait, the better chance they have of hitting a blue source too, though, which is a little bit sucks for us. I guess if we hit a 3rd island, we just get to Cryptic bounce this, which is funny. Open, rest in peace, yes. Guess this. Bottom on non-basic. Spell snare, okay, go. Oh, I guess if I want to EE, I have to kill my rest in peace too, so it's probably not very good. We're looking for an Entreat or... We're looking for Entreat or another island at this point. We know we bottomed an Entreat, so we've got like 2 good hits and 27 cards. We're seeing 2 cards a turn at minimum, which is nice. Yeah, putting Opt in my bin seems fine. Alright, guess this. Drew it anyways. Oh, God damn it. I just was about to say, if we draw the Entreat, we're gonna feel really stupid. Yeah, and now I can't miracle this. That's unfortunate. Man, go. I think I boarded the other brainstorm fish out. No, I do have another brainstorm fish. Maybe I'm just supposed to take it and like wait for the brainstorm fish. I had 2 planes, but I already drew the card for my turn. I cast that card. Celestial Colonnade. I am not planning to play Hex until they fix the format they fucked up or give us a reason to play Immortal. They made their standard format really unenjoyable in my opinion. Let's bottom that and top that to clean this dork out. I play games for fun and I'm not having fun with their current standard format, so we're in a Hex hiatus. The good news is we have Entreats in the bottom of our deck, so at some point we're gonna need to floop our way through those. I mean, we know that they're on the bottom now because I've bottomed both of them. We played Magic standard format. I don't know. I haven't decided. So many people send me money to play Modern and other formats. I have 2 donation deck lists, but I don't know if I want to take any more. Been enjoying Modern. Legacy's fine. I'm gonna play some Pauper. So Hex's standard format, it was really well balanced, and they had like literally every archetype imaginable was playable. There was 2 aggro decks, there was a tempo deck, there were 2 different control decks, there were a couple mid-range decks, and then they rebalanced one of their champions to make the tempo deck unplayable. And by making the tempo deck unplayable, they threw out the entire balance of the format, so it's just like this mid-range control fuckfest, basically, that's so miserable. Modern's fine. Once you get past the like the you know, having unwinnable matchups is a feature and not a bug, Modern's fine. Would love to draw a Vendilion Clique. I'm gonna bin this. What am I binning? We're binning something. I'm just binning this Cryptic Command. Probably. Want to end step the Clique, I think. Maybe I'm just supposed to slide the EE out on 0. I don't know. I'm gonna play this and click myself. So part of the problem is that the mid-range and control decks that are being played in the format, they have a card called Primordial Cockatrice, which is basically an uncounterable mind rot, which is not very interactive. So there's a bunch of people that are just playing like one of the best deck in the format right now is playing like 16 pieces of main deck discard, which is not interesting. That much discard is not interesting. One of which is an uncounterable mind rot. Yes. Yeah, it's like playing against like the Thoughtseize decks in Modern, like on steroids, like with how top decky they are. No, I'm gonna take a 4th island. Oh, we're definitely gonna make it back. There should be the bottom card of our deck is a Celestial Colonnade, and then 2 and 3 up from the bottom of our deck are Entreat the Angels right now. Nice blood moon, by the way, opponent. Put Riverwise Augur in the bin. No, I actually want the Riverwise Augur because it lets me dig an extra card and put a clock into play, right? Can cast that Cryptic Command too. A sweet Cryptic Command value. Snapcaster Mage is gonna get binned. He ain't doing much. I wonder if they could potentially grape shot us out here. Our health total's pretty low, right? Oh, I guess Snapcaster lets me kill them 1 turn sooner, right? Oh, and I'm drawing a card with this anyways. No, I want to draw the EE. This is fine, right? They probably have another creature to put into play this turn, though. I don't think that's true. I think the actual problem was that, like, the Charges gem was obnoxious. But even then, like, I don't care what your theory is, like, the format was really well balanced. It was probably my favorite constructed format I've ever played in any TCG ever, and they kicked the leg completely out from underneath it and made it this, like, embarrassing wasteland. This match has been so fucking weird. Just, like, the strangest match, just, like, between the game 1 we won and then this game where they cast this Blood Moon. Just so wild. Discord information is here. I told my opponent, nice Blood Moon, A+ card. Thanks everyone for hanging out tonight, playing some Modern Miracles. We're 2-2. See if we can salvage the league with another win. If you're enjoying what you see, you're new, please make sure you hit that follow button. It doesn't cost you anything, helps people find my content. If you're really enjoying the content, please consider subscribing on Twitch. That's the absolute best way you can support my stuff here. What deck is next? It's the word I'm searching for. I think we're going to play some green-black mid-range next. Had a donation for that one. The deck I've been meaning to play anyways. God, I am just like the master of having these miracles in my hand. Yeah, that sounds fine. That's actually pretty good, right? I would like a third land, oh the doo-da-day. I hate everything about everything. Fair magic sucks. Tron lands make me sad. Womp womp womp. Please be playing a shitty Tron deck. Doo-da, doo-da. Please be playing the shitty Tron deck. Oh, the doo-da day. I think I'm gonna bottom this and then top the Negate. Here's bottoms up, hoping their deck is full of Reality Smashers and Thought-Knot Seers. Maybe they're playing bad Tron. Hopefully it's bad Tron. Please don't have green cards in your deck. Please don't have green cards in your deck, opponent. Oh no. Smells like a Chalice of the Void. Yes, they're playing the bad Tron deck. So you're saying we have a chance. The old turn 1 drop, turn 2 Chalice of the Void for 1. Just master. This deck is such a master class in good deck building. Saying I have a chance. Bad Tron, ooh ha ha. Bad Tron, ooh ha ha. Oh no, not Walking Ballista. That card's so powerful and terrifying. We can cast our Brainstorm while there's a Chalice on one. Ain't that the truth? Hallowed Fountain. I think I actually want to wait to play the Riverwise Augur so I can like shuffle away 2 of these 1-drops. A nickel for your fight singing. Thanks, Flogger. Appreciate that. Yeah, TKS this next turn and make us a little bit sad, but end of the world. Chalice of the Void definitely feels hard for this deck. You have engineered explosives and a disenchant in the board to help deal with it. I think I'm gonna go ahead and Telling Time here to try and hit our land drop. Why is it bad Tron? Because it plays a bunch of bad cards. I don't know why. I don't know why you would go through the trouble of like assembling Tron if you're not gonna like cast Karn. I'll tell you about Karn. Karn is great. The green cards add a ridiculous amount of consistency to your deck. Snapcaster Mages, and that's gross. All right, well. Maybe I should have played this on my turn. I probably should have played this on my turn. Hey, Prosper Knight. Brand new Twitch Prime support. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. As always, subs are the best way you can support my content here, so thanks for that next level of support. Will they brick on a land here one more time? I'm gonna go ahead and flash the Snapcaster Mage in to block this. Like, get this thing out of play before it gets out of hand. They have this in play anyway, so like, just using this as a Doomblade seems fine. Regular Expression with the 2-month free subscription. Thanks a lot and welcome back, bud. I appreciate that. I wouldn't play in a no-ban list tournament. That sounds miserable. Dismember deal. That's not fair. They paid 1 mana for that spell. They have a Chalice of the Void. There's no fair. There's no fair. Cryptic Command. Gosh. All right. Well, hopefully they brick for 1 more turn here, because I'm gonna play my Brainstorm Fish here real quick. Get this all set up. We're putting both of these back unless we hit an Entreat the Angels here. If we hit an Entreat, we're obviously gonna throw that back on top so we can floop that bad boy right into play. Yeah, I agree. I think I concur with the assessment that that's the better Eldrazi. I guess I could Cryptic bounce the Chalice and like negate it on the way back down. So maybe I'm gonna keep this path. I may not even shuffle both of those away. Nah, I'm probably gonna shuffle those away. Let's see what they do here. Let's see what they do. They give us something worth negating. We'll probably do that. Like I said, I'm pretty surprised they haven't popped this relic yet, but I guess they're getting good value out of it, right? We're finally gonna pop it. I've put a terrifying 2/2 into play. Yep, there's an Eldrazi Temple. Certainly have something to floop into play here, right? Yeah, this feels pretty bad. Oh, it's a Smusher. Okay, Smusher's actually less bad for us than a lot of the alternatives there, right? We'll take 5. Yep, that's fine. I'm gonna crack this fetch land so I don't have to draw this thing on top of my deck. Wouldn't mind drawing a Terminus at this point. Yep. A new version of the Miracles deck from what we played yesterday. You can find the deck list on the screen or ! Deck in chat. Search for Azcanta. I'm just gonna hold that for now. You have a Ghost Quarter anyways. Might want to discard it to the Reality Smasher trigger potentially. After I Cryptic bounce this. So if they cast another Fatty Boom here, I'm going to counter it, bounce the Chalice of the Void, path the Reality Smasher, discard the Search. Leaves us with Negate plus Cryptic Command left over, which feels pretty good. All of these cards, this. And I'm sure, like, in true Tron deck building fashion, counter target spell, return target permanent to its owner's hand, they're going to, like, have an Expedition map in their hand to play out now that I like bounce their Chalice of the Void for 1. But I still think that's the right place. We're gonna path this. So if I activate this, I'll only have 5 mana up, so I think I'm supposed to hold this for a turn, because I want to be able to negate the Chalice of the Void, plus Cryptic Command to follow up Eldrazi. Reality Smasher is basically on the flip a coin if it's fixed or not right now. I was watching my buddy play the other night and it wasn't fixed for him. I don't think it's completely fixed. My buddy was playing with it the other night and he wasn't able to discard. It was actually funny because he like wanted to discard a Lingering Souls to it so he could cast it for cheaper, and then he was unable to. It was really funny. Basilisk Collar. Just masterclass deck building. Like, has so, like, how many 1-drops are in this deck? There's 4 maps, there's 4 relics, there's Basilisk Collars. I don't think I can negate this. I think I just have to counter. I think I just have to counter this stupid other thing. Yep. Is it too cute to just bounce this? I don't think so. Snapcaster's a good draw. End step will shoot the power plant with the Field of Ruin. Snapcaster means I can negate that collar on the way back down. Actually, I can just path the Walking Ballista, right? Probably what I want to do. I don't know, maybe that's just better. He shot the fish because the equipment gave it Death Touch. I have 5 mana, so I can negate plus Snap Cryptic this turn now, which feels good. And maybe we can turn the corner with the Celestial Colonnade pretty quickly. They have Basilisk Collar, Chalice the Void, and then 4 cards I don't know. Yeah, the line I took ended up using them spending their mana. The thing I was worried about was using my Cryptic there and then them being able to slip through another meaningful spell afterwards is the thing that I didn't want to happen. More worried about the meaningful spell that could follow. I think I'm just supposed to let this happen. Then we snap Cryptic, whatever this follow-up is. Yeah, that one. That one's gonna get snap Cryptic. And then, depending on what we draw, I get to fire up the Celestial Colonnade and start beating down next turn. It does kind of depend on what's in their hand too, because this Ballista does give them a touch of reach. A little scary. Counterbounce the Snapcaster, and I think that's loose. At least I have another Cryptic in my bin too. I kind of like the idea of starting to race them. So like, if I do this and I hit them for 8, they're dead on board next turn, potentially. Or like they have to like trade this off. But like, if I bounce the Snapcaster Mage, I'm not attacking with the Colonnade this turn. I think it's kind of appealing to attack with the Colonnade this turn. Like, Cryptic Command, that's why it's a fun and interesting card, right? There's a lot of different things you can do with it every turn. And your cards have modes, you get to make lots of decisions. Man, not only does our Brainstorm get to cast through... Not only can we cast our Brainstorm through a... Is this an All Is Dust? Yep. Oh, geez, it gets to trigger this? That's kind of scary. Oh, and they have Ghost Quarter up for my Colonnade now? That sucks. It's really bad, Burgle. We're 2-2. I'm never playing this deck again. At least not with my own money. I'd take this as a donation deck list again, but this is not something I'd consider playing in an actual tournament. Just zero desire. Definitely feels worse than Blood Moon. Feels worse than, like, the other decks that I've played. Yeah, I mean, I just don't have anything else to do, right? So might as well fire this up. I think we're gonna play a donation deck list. I have an evening of fair magic. Someone paid me to play green-black control or green-black mid-range, which that deck at least has like a nut draw in it, right? So they get to smusher us and hit us for 6, and they have a 7th point with the Walking Ballista. I think the blue-white Wish deck is also clunky and awkward. I would never play that in a real tournament. It's like kind of cute and fun to play, but if I cared about winning, I would never touch it. I mean, like, Modern's a format that's, like, full of people playing decks that are, like, really more cute than good, so it's like, you know, dealer's choice. Like, there's more to Magic than just winning. But I also think, like, there's plenty of decks in this format, like the Saheeli combo deck or the Jeskai Ascendancy combo deck that just, like, feel like reasonable decks while also being more competitive. I have a ban. Don't spew in chat if you don't understand what's going on. Is that... That's not quite lethal, right? To fire this up. Then I'm 1 land short of firing up another one. Yep, 1 land short. Yep, fire up another one. In general, for a deck to be interested in something that I want to play, it needs to have interesting puzzles involved while playing it, while also having some kind of powerful nut draw in Modern to just, like, run people out of the games. This is really a format about being able to nut draw your opponents. So, like, if a deck's, like, interesting on top of having a nut draw, that's, like, a huge thumbs up for me. I think this is not a search for Azcanta matchup. I just have so many... There's so many Ghost Quarters and bullshit. This is a Blessed Alliance matchup. Just like a piece of removal. It doesn't seem unreasonable. I don't know if I want to play Standard. I have 2 Standard donation deck lists that I just, like, have been looking at and just being like, I really don't want to play. So, maybe I'm going to cut Serum Visions just because they're a Chalice deck. I'm going to do that. Let's do this. I want to spend time playing Modern. I've got a Modern tournament I'm going to attend next month, so... I should have made my opponent click through killing me because they're down. They spent, like, infinite time that game. I could have probably burned another 30 seconds off their clock, making them kill me, and then if we get to a 3rd game, they'd probably time out. And if you want to be derpy and fair, why not be the derpiest, fairest you can be with Giant Elspeth? You think you look at a deck like this and you go, what problems does this deck have? And I think that Elspeth doesn't solve any of your problems. So like, why are we playing cards that don't solve problems? I think if I wanted extra threats in this deck, I'd play something like Vendilion Clique like we are, because Vendilion Clique's a card that can help you in matchups that are difficult. Start over the discussion of the deck. Like in what context? Also, there'll be a replay up on YouTube. Always worth noting. You can catch everything I've said the entire evening. YouTube.com/Jeff Oglen. I always upload them there after the fact. Do I want a telling time here? Kind of just like looking to find cryptic commands and counterspells to set up, right? What are we really advancing our board state to? We kind of just want to hit land drops. Like if I'm already hitting land drops, do I want to do anything? I guess if they play a second Tron piece, I'm just going to Field of Ruin them next turn. I don't think I actually want to Field of Ruin them this turn if they don't, since they don't have the Tron set up, because like Field of Ruin taking them off of Cavern of Souls is also valuable. I mean, there's a blue-white control deck that puts up results in Modern. I don't think it's particularly good. Always seems kind of unimpressive whenever I play with or against it. You go to mtggoldfish.com and find the deck list for yourself. What kind of land they get here. We did not win game 1, Bob. We ended up 1 land short the following turn. I had some lines that could have broken in different ways, but I'm not sure. I think I'm happy with the choices I made. That's close, though. Yep, there's the Eldrazi Temple, so we can get Thought Not Seared. Thankfully, I have 2 Path to Exiles. Dealer's Choice, friendo. Jeskai Control. Jeskai Control is very reasonable in Modern. It puts up a ton of results. It's really not that hard to just like go look at what decks are good. They give us an okay, like a small sampling of data, right? Yeah, Grixis, Death Shadow, Jeskai Control. Both those decks have tons of results. Do I want a Field of Ruin just to have more white mana? I kind of want a Field of Ruin just to have more white mana. And take them off the temple. I feel really bad when they play Cavern of Souls or Tron pieces out here. Maybe I'm just supposed to take them off the power plant. They might also not have another basic waste in their deck. Yeah, sweet. There's only 2. It's good for us. Camptown ladies sing the song, doo-da, doo-da. Bum 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 da 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 da. Bum da 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 da. Bum 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 ba da bum bum. Yep. These are the choices I have made. This is my bed. We're going to lie down in it. Bum 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 ba da bum bum. Can we find a Field of Ruin? Oh, the doo-dah day. Alright, I mean... Okay. This is what we've got. Let's make a couple 4/4s, hope for the best here. If another lane here, you can fire up the Colonnade next turn too. Hoping to dodge like All Is Dust and Eugene here. Burn's not too annoying, but All Is Dust and Ugin are both definitely very good. Maybe I should have just taken them off the power plant. I don't care about that one. Another hit at All Is Dust here. They have Ugin, it's probably not in their deck. Hopefully we just get to run them down here. That's a great command. God bless. My mods are wonderful. My mods are good. My mods are the greatest. Yeah, come on, bring it. Walking ball for 2, sure. I think I don't want to attack with this because I don't want them to draw extra cards to try and draw out of this. So I'm just gonna go ahead, fire this up, smash for 12 in the sky. No, fair decks are fine. I actually think the Mardu deck's pretty reasonable. I just like wouldn't play most of these decks in a tournament. Like playing fair Magic is fun. I enjoy playing fair matches of Magic the Gathering. So like when I get to play fair matches of Magic on Magic Online and other people paid for them, that's a good time. We just get to concede the matches that are obnoxious and impossible, and we move on with our lives. Like if this was a Greentron deck, I probably wouldn't even be playing the match because we're probably pretty close to 0% against Greentron. But like Eldrazi-tron, the bad Tron deck, we have an okay shot at winning here, so we're gonna keep playing. You have Ad Nauseam in the current Modern format. I don't understand a compelling reason to play Ad Nauseam instead of Gift Storm. Could you provide me with one of those? I'm willing to think there is a reason that I might be missing, but I definitely don't see a compelling reason to play Ad Nauseam as opposed to Gift Storms if my goal is to win the most matches of Magic the Gathering. My opponent's now down 4 minutes on clock because they are playing ridiculously slowly. I think Bluetron is worse than Eldrazi-tron. I think trying to articulate which pile of poop smells the least bad is an interesting thing to spend your time doing. Ad Nauseam is better versus counter Magic decks. Can you explain why, Bob? Why is it better versus counter Magic decks? I'd be willing to accept that that's a reasonable reason, but what makes it better? Yeah, right? Could you imagine if my opponent put a bunch of scary cards in their deck? Instead, they put Walking Ballista and Matter Reshaper in their deck, so we get to attack for lethal here, hopefully. But, like, had they put a bunch of scary cards in their deck, we'd have lost the scam. Instant speed. Okay, instant speed makes sense. The pack packs an instant speed. Okay. That's a good reason. So if you expect a lot of counter magic, like, okay, yeah, that seems reasonable. Do I want this extra engineered explosives? This explosives is probably better than this disenchant, right? Although I guess disenchant's instant speed. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave. I'm just gonna run back what we have here. God, we're so good at having miracle cards in my opener. Oh, God. Was I supposed to keep that hand because it was double Field of Ruin? This is just, like, so fitting. Just, like, mulligan the close whatever into just, like, mono unkeepables. Magic's fun sometimes. We had a chance. I shouldn't have punted. I think we probably punted the first game at some point. You could maybe make an argument for keeping that first hand because of the Field of Runes, but, like, no interaction's kind of a hard sell. I don't know if I'm a fan of keeping that. Closing thoughts on the Miracles decks. If you don't expect to play against big mana decks, this deck's probably This deck's probably a fine deck to play. I think if you're looking to play a competitive Modern event, there's probably too many big mana decks to make a deck like this a reasonable choice. If you expect to play a bunch of matchups where like Terminus is going to be good, then more power to you. But I don't think this is a deck I would play again. At least not in like decks that I would be considering to play in Indianapolis next month. Like the first league we played with this deck, I was like, oh, this deck seems like there's something here. Maybe it could be reasonable against a lot of things. And just like I'm off it for the purposes of thinking about playing it next month. I mean, like, just never mulligan keepable 7s because mulliganing Magic sucks is a reasonable discussion. We're gonna do this. It's 20 after 10. Yeah, I could probably hammer a league out with this. Why not?